Okay, so question 15 is asking me on part A to draw f of x plus 2. Now, if you remember from the previous video, we've seen that whenever we have a number inside and it's a positive one, we move the graph along the x-axis by minus 2. We do the opposite. So our graph is going to look like that now. So again, I've got my x and y axis, and so here my point is at 1 minus 1. If I shift along by minus 2 along the x-axis, so it's going to take me to 0 and then minus 1. So my original point is right here. If I move it along by minus 2, so that's 1, 2, and it's going to come right here. And then you just draw your graph. So the question is asking for the coordinate. So the coordinate is going to become minus 1. Now, since we haven't moved the graph along the y-axis, it's still going to stay the same. So that's going to be minus 1, minus 1. For part B, we need to work out what f 3 times f of x is equal to. Now, if you remember from the previous video, the number 3, which is multiplied by fx, multiplies the y coordinate. So in this case, if I look at the coordinates of my point, it's 1 minus 1, so I'm going to multiply the y coordinate, which is the minus 1, by 3, and 3 times minus 1 gives you minus 3. So if I was to sketch my graph, here I've got minus 1, and I'm going to bring it down all the way up to minus 3. The x coordinate doesn't change, and here's your graph. So the new coordinate becomes 1 minus 3, because minus 1 times 3 gives you minus 3. Now, the question doesn't actually ask you to draw the graph, but I'm just drawing it just to show you what the graph looks like and where you're positioning your new points.